I wanted to share a poem with you that was sent to me by a kindred spirit. And the thing is that I filmed this frosty morning and then I got the poem a couple hours later. Talk about a beautiful coincidence. Jack Frost was in the garden. I saw him there at dawn, dancing round the bushes and prancing on the lawn. He wore a cloak of silver, a hat all shimmering white, a wand of glittering stardust, and shoes of moonbeam light. And that is a poem by John P. Smeaton. Hello, kindred spirits. In today's vlog, I'm going to be skipping around a little bit, but it's all about organizing and cleaning and decorating, just like I shared that we're going to be doing in 2025 here at Sugarwood. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you enjoyed today's video. My homemade tea, which can be seen in a previous video, was a little fine, so I had to use a second strainer. One of Ben's favorite gifts he gave me for Christmas was this mug. I think it's the other way around though. What do you think? I think Willow has her mindset. We were going on a little walk and not too far from the house, she turned around and is leading me back home. So maybe she is also in cahoots with Ben to keep me from doing too much. Yeah. She's a smarty pants. She's bringing me back home. I gotta grab the mail and it's nice to be out though. The great squirrel huntress is at it again, protecting her home from red and gray squirrels. It's about 19 degrees out. As you can see here, we put our Christmas tree outside. This has been an annual tradition since I was a little girl. My mother always put them out as a little refuge for the birds. And then that's when I started decorating with birdseed ornaments. Haven't gotten to do that yet, but I'm going to be making some of those soon, I hope. I've been looking online at some raised garden beds. Now these are a little bit bigger than what I'm looking at. I was looking at some 3x4s, but we are going to have to dismantle these, and I think we're going to start fresh with even just 3 boxes to start. Seeing that I'm going to hopefully also be doing the garden out front. That feel good? So it will be fun. We're going to have to dig out the soil, take them apart, relay some of the weed barrier, pea stone. But that will be a fun project, she says. But I was also yesterday noticing this little trail, and I don't know if it's a little mole that's doing this, but the little tiny feet prints are so cute. And they're just going along, and they are all over the yard. All over. I can pretty much track it from here, going all the way to the backyard. I'm still not used to all the trees being gone, but once all the maple trees are able to open up in all their glory, it's going to be so welcome seeing that. And then they'll start breaking ground over here for the foundation. And there goes Willow, heading to the office. Got some business to do. But it is so beautiful out though, with the sun and the blue sky. It's behind a cloud right now, but it will be out in a moment. I'm getting a lot of little things done in the house, and that's what I want to show you today. just the tiny little steps I've been taking towards organizing. And a lot of this is something that maybe some of you don't have a lot of things to organize, but am I the only one that has several purses? And before I go on, do you say purse, handbag, pocketbook? What do you call it? But anyways, I know I have several purses with things still in them. And I'm gonna sit and go through them today. I did it a while ago, maybe a year ago, but I still have more to do. Hello there, is your meeting over? Yay! All right, so I'm gonna head inside. I haven't even had my coffee yet. I just woke up and have been doing a little puttering about, and I'm gonna go actually reheat my coffee because Ben has been traveling, and when I make a big pot, I just reheat it the next day, so that's what I'm gonna go do. Actually, I'm gonna show you this messy porch while we're going in, because what I have been doing while in my downtime, I have been creating a lot of little boxes. So I have, these boxes are full of items to donate that I have found in cabinets, drawers. The Christmas items are still here, just stacked and ready to go for Ben to grab. And then I also have some garbage bags here of things to go. Everything's nice and light. I was able to do this no problem, and I'm gonna do more. It was so fun. When I got inside, a text arrived and my cleaning of the purses had to wait. My friend Carla was going to be in the area and asked if I was up for company, and I was so up for company. So while I waited, the sun was shining on the glass of this terrarium and it was dusty inside and out. So I decided to give it a good cleaning with newspaper and Q-tips, and now it's nice and sparkly. When I went to put away the glass cleaner, of course I looked up over the sink and I'm like, well, I'm here. I might as well give the windows a little quick go over. And then Carla saved the morning by stopping by with some nice fresh coffee and snacks from the cafe down the street. What happens when you have a friend over that has her own channel? Yes, I'm taping you while you're taping my table.
We need to sit and enjoy. Oh, you're taping also. Okay.
Oh, I'm taping you.
How pitiful are we? I don't know. Do you want to warm this?
Yes, let's warm it. This is what I wanted to share. I mentioned let's maybe grab something, and you said bagel, and you show up with a bagel and a coffee roll and a cookie.
This is the Czechoslovakian blood in me. I can't bring one little thing.
All right, so let's warm that up and taste test.
It's a taste test.
All right, I just came to the kitchen to iron a piece of fabric first so I can show you something in the green room. But while I'm in the kitchen, a few things. During this organization, I realized that my kitchen is not organized the way I had planned it to when I created the kitchen layout. So under here, we have a secret little door, a secret little panel that I had put in. And this was supposed to be for things I use rarely. You know, some of the mixers and a lot of the mid-size appliances. But our tools and batteries went in there during construction after part of this was finished. So that is going to be cleaned out, and I am going to be putting things like my Cuisinart in there and possibly the blender. Once again, things that I don't go to a lot because we are in there for batteries and tools a lot. Now over here, I have boxes. These are going to be some of the thrifted items that will be on the shop. I don't know, maybe within a couple days maybe. I'm still working on that. But under here, these cabinets, they're both full of linen and candles. I don't need to have all the linens and candles there, and I have too many linens. So these are going to be cleaned out, and the batteries and the little tools will go here because it's a lot easier to get to. We don't have to pull out the chairs every time we get there. And I just moved these chairs here temporarily just for a little change. But so I'm going to clean these out. I'm going to iron linens, and those will go in the buffet that I bought for the dining room last year, around, what was that, October or so. So I'm going to put the linens in there. So the linens are in the dining room. These will have things that we go and access a lot. I'll be deleting a lot of my linens because I have them from when I did photo shoots for the magazine and things for clients, projects. I don't need them all. So I'm going to go through that and delete a lot. But also here in the kitchen, I still have some things out here from when Carla was here yesterday. I was sharing with Carla that Queen Bess is a huge focal point here in the kitchen. And I always wanted her here in the kitchen. But I also wanted my kitchen to be black, white, apple green, and it was kind of the color scheme that I was working on for Groton before we moved. And I also have a oil painting, a gentleman oil painting, if it's still available, that I've had my eye on for almost 2 years. And he was there a while ago, and I've already named him Nathaniel. And I think Nathaniel would be amazing over this fireplace mantle. I know I'm going to get a lot of feedback. People love Queen Bess here, but I have another idea for her. But if Nathaniel doesn't work over here, I also think it would be a great place over our poster bed. So I'm going to get to the antique store hopefully next week, and I will check that out. But Queen Bess might move to another location. I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but it might happen. I would move these chairs a lot more if they would fit through our doorways easily. The doorways are tiny, so I can't scoot them around. They're so heavy. But I have too many chairs too, so I'm gonna have to delete some of those at one point. Anyway, I'm going to get to ironing the piece of fabric I have over here so that I can kind of pleat it together, hang it by the window in the living room, see how it looks, and then I'll show you some of the other things that I have that might go with it. So I know this looks a jumble right now, but I did want to just show you that this color palette is also in the flowers here. So this is why I was kind of pulling these, but this would be a small dose of it. This is just going to be some accent colors. And this taupe and this green that I'm using in other parts of the house are also in this fabric, which is a nice tie-in. And then this color ribbon here is very similar to what I used in the library, which is called Village Green. And that also is in this fabric. Not like you can see this fabric from that room, but it is going to be a unseen visual connection when people walk from room to room. They're going to feel that it's kind of morphing from one room to the other versus a jarring effect of colors. And that's kind of what I want. I want calming and cool. And I'm standing here and I'm looking at how beautiful this fabric is also working with the river white walls of the kitchen. See, something like this would be very pretty. These colors would be gorgeous over the window. See, one thing kind of leads to another, and I am liking that color combo. Now this color palette is within the fabric that I'm thinking of using for the drapery panels in here. The fabric is kind of heavy. I was looking for something a little more flowy, and I could possibly find it. It's just one I had in the house, but I thought this would be a nice tie-in with this cabinet. And if I do these panels, I will have to move my treasured prints here of Nantucket and Marblehead. Once again, the colors are going to be beautiful with everything that I'm doing, but I'll have to move it to another wall. The colors are also in this picture here, but that will probably be moving as well. So I'm getting excited about doing this room. Now that I have decided to keep this color, I don't think I mentioned it already. I sat here in the room with several greens up here because I did want to keep it a green. I thought I wanted it a little bit more muted and not as, I call this pastel, but it's not pastel. And I had all the paint swatches up here, and they looked beautiful during the day, but at night they turned murky and muddy, whereas this color stayed pretty much the same pretty tone all day. So I'm gonna be keeping it. What I'm gonna do is paint out the mantle. Some of you may remember this mantle was dark brown. I stripped it, and then this is primed, ready to go. So I'm going to give some things a fresh coat of paint. I still have this pane of glass to fix. The window people wouldn't do it because they said we have lead paint here. So I ordered all of the antique glass that they had from another project, and I'm going to take this out and I'm going to replace this window pane, trying to use my Wayback Machine of when I used to help my dad as a child, because we did a lot of windows in our old Colonial. So I'll figure it out. I'll watch some YouTube videos, and once that's done, then I'll start tackling the purple glass. I'm actually starting to like the purple glass, but the problem is it's right in my view for a lot of views out the window. And we have some beautiful mountain views out there, and if I stand, this purple glass is in the way. If I'm sitting on the sofa, these middle ones. So I just don't get it. They might have been all cracked, but yeah, they're gonna be going bye-bye. Don't know when, slowly but surely. This one I have to work on. Luckily there's a storm window out there because we've had beautiful cardboard for months. Out of sight, out of mind. It's hard to tell from this little piece of fabric, but this is what I was talking about, possibly doing some drapery panels in here. But this fabric is so like stiff and crunchy, and you know, it would hold a pleat well, but I'm not sure if it's the texture I would want. Now, I wouldn't be touching the window treatments, that's for sure. So that's another thing. Another thing I am deciding. Now, I love a color-drenched room, which means everything is painted the same color. So the walls, the trim, the fireplace mantle, it would all be this croquet green. And I have another choice of doing the upper wall similar to the background color of the fabric. And that would be an easy thing to decide, because if I wanted, I could just paint this one wall here. And I know I mentioned it. I'm gonna see if I can zoom in here. The previous owner painted around the window treatments. So behind there is the cream colored wall from 2 owners ago. I actually laughed when I took down the window treatments and saw that, and that's why they went back up. I thought I was just gonna be able to take them down and enjoy the room without them, because these are silk and they are completely disintegrating. Let me just climb up here and show you. They're completely disintegrating and just, yeah, sun damaged and the whole works. These are like 25 or so years old. So that's where I'm standing, not standing on the sofa, but with my decisions of, do I paint the room completely all green again, or try the upper portion white? And I mentioned earlier about the wallpaper. It's not happening. You know, I put it up here. I didn't like it. Ben didn't like it. And I actually have an old video with this paper up in the hallway. I'm trying to force something that's not right. So I might put this available for sale. I don't know. It's such a beautiful print, but it's just not going to work out here. But I do love this. I am going to see if I can find it in a different texture fabric. But then again, it would hold the pleat really nice. I don't know. The more I'm looking at this fabric, I'm almost thinking I can envision it in some other spaces too. Oh gosh, this is when it gets hard, when you have so many ideas and you love them all. And I do love this fabric. I've been holding on to it for many years. I'm gonna go into the great room here and just take a look at something. Yeah, the colors are perfect here, but maybe it's not right for the window treatments. But it could tie in here as a window treatment to connect these two rooms for sure, because it would work. But I don't know how it would look going into a dark bathroom. Yeah. Nope. Stick with the focus, Linda. Stick with the focus. All right. I got some messes going on here. But I've been working on my bookshelves even more. And this is a gurgling cod that I was gifted. And look at how beautiful it works with that. So that might have to go into the room as well on top of the TV cabinet. I don't know. So much fun. So much fun. All right. I need to start emptying some linen drawers and iron. I'm getting distracted by playing, which is a good thing. Which is a good thing. I'm getting ready to open the drawers to get my linens, but I'm testing a candle for possibly the fall box, and it really smells nice. I like it a lot, but there's a couple more to test before I make my decision. Are a mess. They were very organized at one point. All right, this is gonna be fun. And I found some more. I have been finding aprons of my mother-in-law's, and this is the one I was thinking about when I was downstairs. I found a couple, but look how soft and feminine this is. I would never wipe my hands on that. I'm gonna have to iron these up. They're beautiful. All right, I'm gonna tackle this alone, pull these out, and start organizing. Oh, and this is, all right, this is some of the green that I was talking about for at Groton House, the apple green. Oh well, we'll figure something out with that, maybe on the porch. Oh yeah, this is gonna be so much easier to get to batteries and little tools and things that we're always touching. But there's things in here that are definitely gonna go. Like, you know, last year I had these, I made them for fun out of little welcome flags, and I used them probably 3 or 4 times, but they're not me. They're gonna go to donation. Let somebody else enjoy them. There's so much in here. I'm just gonna toss everything above here and see what sticks, like throwing spaghetti at the wall. Whatever sticks, I'll keep. My linen napkins, which I have to do. I rarely use these. My mother gave me these. Rarely use them. And some of these placemats, I washed them and they shrunk on one side so they don't lay flat. These I purchased at Savers for a Mardi Gras party that we were having. Something like this, I'd probably put in the loft and actually put down for Mardi Gras party or something like that. This looks very pretty on the porch. I did like having that on the porch last year in the summer, so could possibly use that. And then all my mishmash of pewter napkin rings that I've thrifted, and these absolutely can go somewhere else. Oh, and this is funny. I found other stars, the same ones that I put in a donation box because a lot of they're already tarnishing, you know, the lacquer's worn off. And I thought, wow, what an odd number to have. Well, here's 2 others. That makes the set. Okay, 2 drawers. Here's the mess, but this will be fun because I have 2 more drawers over there. One's full of candles and the other is napkins. I'll see you in a year. Well, what I decided to do is I'm creating a moment for myself. One of those elevating the everyday. You iron and it could be somewhere that you wouldn't enjoy. Well, I ended up moving the ironing board here by the fire. I'm gonna put the fan on in a moment so that it warms my toes. It will warm Willow up a little bit more because she just came in from outside, had her lunch, and I'm looking forward to putting on some videos. I have my candles lit, and I think it's only 20 something degrees outside, so just creating a nice cozy moment here. But one thing I wanted to share that I think is very cute. Now, Ben knows that I've been doing this Swedish death cleaning. We started a little last week. He's been working on office desk stuff and while I go through drawers, and he sent me a photo from his business trip of a really nice canvas bag with the logo of a company he's working with this weekend or this week. And he's like, should I Swedish death clean this and leave it at the hotel? And I said, nope, that's a great bag. Bring it home. So what I did is I went and grabbed a canvas bag that I had. And it's just, it's a thin bag. And I'm going to use this for my linen donations. So one bag's coming in, one bag's going out. So I just thought I'd share that. I love that he's on point with this Swedish death cleaning thing that we're doing. And the house feels lighter already. And we've only been doing it for about a week. And once I do that, then I'm gonna look forward to kind of decorating the cabinets and giving them a little life. But right now, I'm gonna focus on this stuff. I have never sat while ironing, but I kind of liked it, doing all of these napkins and watching some videos. Very relaxing. I even cut off little tags that have annoyed me for years. Well, I'm going to say almost all the napkins done, because when it got to the Christmas ones, I didn't iron them. I was done, but it's so nice to have them organized here in the dining room. I have the napkin rings in here with the napkins, go figure. I even found some paper napkins in one of the drawers. So it feels so much better to have this done. And then in the bottom drawer here, I have all of the tablecloths and runners. So this is a win-win. And now I can put all of the batteries and the tools where we can get to them a lot easier, and then put my small appliances in that corner cabinet, which will free up some space in the butler's pantry. Once again, win-win. And over here, I have some vases. Once again, cleaning out cabinets. Every time I use these vases, I have realized that they're just too straight, and tulips or peonies always just look like they're standing at attention. I like mine floppy. So these are gonna go to the donation pile. And I've been cleaning up here. I have nothing really in the cabinets now. Starting with a clean slate, I still have to get some lamps and do this area over again. And I do miss the greenery around the window. I gotta change something here. The lighting is off. There we go. I'm thinking of actually doing a very realistic ivy over the window. I missed the little twinkle lights, and I just liked how the ivy framed it. But I'm also designing a window treatment for up here. I've always had window treatments over my kitchen windows. So, except for Groton, because that was a single, but I've had these large windows before, and I can envision a beautiful panel of fabric here of some sort. So I'm gonna sketch that out also and start playing with that idea. This having some slow moments here in January, my brain is spinning with ideas, and I actually love the downtime here in the winter. It's just a perfect time to plan and to scheme, and I've already got the quote backs for the fence out front, and now I can start planning some things I want to plant out front there. So a lot's going on here, and I'm very excited to share all of this with you. So it is another morning, and I just had to share this. You remember the little footprints I was showing the other day? Well, look what I found today. It's almost like it made a little heart. Isn't that sweet? That little critter, you know, no straight line here. And just, I was gonna follow where it went. I'm gonna follow it just a little bit. But I did ask Willow to stay because I was so afraid she was gonna run through the tracks. I mean, just can you imagine this little the hopping? Little twirl there. Yeah, I don't know if this is a mole or a mouse. You know, there's no tail mark behind it that I could see. Not like I'm an expert, but now that I think of it, I think I have, oh, here she comes. I think I have a book for children of animal tracks. So I'm gonna go see if I can look that up. Huh. Here's, oh yeah, all this wood under here. I'm glad that we've got a barn coming up because I'd have to be out here cleaning up with something. Well, he got very active over here. A lot of zigzagging around. I can't even tell which direction's which. Wow. Went off this way to the woods. And also just a lot of back and forth here. Huh. Okay. That's enough. I'm boring you with this. I just think it's so cute. But it's, I think, 30 degrees right now, and what a beautiful morning. It feels so warm after having the teens. Something else I organized was underneath the cabinets. I should have shown before and afters, but when you're on a roll, you're on a roll. So under here is where I keep a lot of our extra china and glassware. And there was a lot that just didn't fit. And I ended up putting also over here the china from my in-laws. And yes, that is insulation because there were still holes on the outside of the house from when the previous owner put in a dog door here. Can you imagine just opening? It's like, hey, you want to go outside? And open up the cabinet and the dog goes out there. Kind of ingenious, but the fact that there was one right on that door too that we had to do, that didn't make sense to me. But anyways, but I'll be keeping the dishes here, and then there'll also be a note here that this is from the Davis family wedding gift and some history about it. Once again, part of this Swedish death cleaning is, you know, taking care of things that loved ones might not want to, but also I believe it's not having a secret of what something is. You know, 5 kids, they'll like, what is this? Whose is this? Well, this is part of the Davis family china, and it will be noted as such. And if anybody wants it, you know, they can deal with it. But yeah. So I have over here some of my transferware and some of the white china and white pottery. So it's a lot better than it was, trust me. And I still have some items in other rooms that I'll be bringing over here. But now it's easily accessible. Now, yes, I know I have empty frames on my shelves. While I was organizing, we have so many pictures in frames, in boxes that just never got up. And I was getting ready to put some of them in photo albums. I put these 2 frames here just because I like the size. They're still even dusty. But I'll find some pictures of our kids and put them here. But what I was gonna look for is with the animal tracks. I got this book when I saw this woman speaking at a garden club meeting. And I got it for future grandchildren, she says, but really it's for me. And it helps us figure out like little patterns and what to look for. So I'm gonna see if those little footprints are in here. I don't know, we'll find out, but This is a fun little book, and this is great. I have referred this to many grandmothers and mothers, and it just is something fun to do with children outside and getting them away from the TV. And that also goes for the adults, because a lot of this is fun to do with the children. It's Willow in the background drinking. But yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find those little footprints in here. I don't know if this is something you'll be interested in or not, but this is to assure you that we have plans for this channel all through the year. And this is the first time I've done it as organized as this. A lot of times I'll put my ideas in a notebook or a calendar book, but what I'm doing here is I've been clipping and saving and putting my journal entries in a seasonal packet here so that I know per week some of the ideas I want to go over with you. So there's recipes in here, and I'll know the week before what items to go get for those recipes. And I still have more recipes in a folder that I've wanted to share with you for years. Well, now it will go in this folder that I'm going to put together in a binder. And if I don't use them this year, I will put them in a binder for 2026. Because sometimes it's hard to come up with videos. Well, now it's pretty much going to be here. I'm trying to be more organized with my time and not feel as spread out and spread thin. And what am I doing? And right here. This is a unscripted script of what we're going to do this year for 2025 on this channel. And I'm hoping that you're going to enjoy it. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. It will really help my channel out. We're so close to 80,000 right now. Who knows? Maybe we'll hit 100,000 by the end of 2025. Before I forget to show you this too, I did come up here the other day, and that wallpaper that looked like it was peeling so easy, hello, it peeled so easy. I just have to get a little stool to grab these. And there was a couple little areas like at a seam that I'm gonna have to water down. Check out this, see the blue light here? This is northern exposure. It's reading it really heavy here in the camera, but that's why I have to be careful with what I do for color. But yeah, there's a few areas just along the top. This was bright green, like Emma's bedroom was painted bright green. And while Ben saw it pretty much stripped, like I said, just a couple areas left. So we'll be able to take this off of the quote from the painter. But Ben's like, you know what? I really don't like that green. Why don't you call somebody to come in and tile it white? Well, I haven't done that yet, but it will make a big difference of what I do select. And then here in the bedroom, I will be able to bring the poster bed up here. It should fit. I'm going to measure it again. Ben came up and used his hand, but I'm going to use a measuring tape. We should be able to fit the 4-poster bed up here with the tops. And then this bed, I'll probably bring it to a consignment shop or Facebook Marketplace. This is from a model home that I did for a client years ago. And then I'll have some window treatments made. I'm just now noticing while editing there's moisture inside the window. I now believe that we have an issue outside where the clapboards meets the window trim, and luckily the painter will be able to look at that when they're doing the outside. After the walls are all painted, we have an issue here that we're hoping is just from outside. Our painter is also a carpenter, so when they're outdoors, they're going to see what this is all about. But for now, they're going to scrape it, replaster, paint, and we're hoping this is old damage, but we don't know. We have to figure that out. But yeah. I was just really surprised that this wallpaper came down so easily. And once again, this is just going to be neutral paint colors, and I'll decorate this on my own. I just wanted to have everything nice and fresh. I didn't even realize this was a Corian top. I probably did when we first moved in, but I really haven't focused up here. Like, look behind the door, there's two toilet brushes, and there's one over here in the corner, and I even have some issues here, like behind the toilet. There's some mold that has to be cleaned up. What I'm gonna do there is put a plastic hard sheeting, because this is just from the toilet tank sweating over the years, and it was caught behind the wallpaper. So that's gonna be cleaned up. We'll use a mold resistant paint additive. I did have somebody ask about paint in bathrooms. There is a packet of dry additive. It's for mildew, so you put it right in your paint and it helps fight it. All right, so yeah, I just wanted to show what I did, and here's the proof. The fishies could have got flushed down the toilet or the tub, but instead they have to go to recycling. Note to self, do not carry a coffee mug on its saucer on a journal, because this could happen.